Hello and welcome to Thought for the Day for Friday the 7th of August. We love counting things. Those on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it might be, often count the number of likes or comments that their posts attract. Children, maybe a few adults as well, will often count the number of sleeps left till Christmas or their birthday or something else exciting like going on holiday. Some parents, especially at the moment during the summer holidays, will often count the number of days left until they can send their children back to school. Over the past few months, we've become particularly accustomed to a different kind of counting the number of COVID-19 related deaths, counting the number of new COVID-19 infections, counting R rates. Is it below or above 1.0? The church too often likes to play the counting game. Number of bums on seats on a Sunday. Number of views of our online church service. Yes, also the money in the bank, levels of giving, lettings income, and so forth. Now, counting things isn't bad per se. 50,000 COVID-19 related deaths represent 50,000 real people's lives cut short and families grieving. Get behind the statistics and there are real people, real human beings there. Similarly, if the number of people worshipping in church on a Sunday goes up, it suggests that more people are hearing the gospel and that the kingdom is growing. Counting our money, our resources, is in a sense a means of stewardship, of looking after and taking care of what God has given us. But when counting becomes an end rather than the means, an obsession with it can also be extremely dangerous. We can let the numbers become an evaluation of our worth. We can let the numbers draw us into unhealthy, unhelpful comparisons. We can let the numbers lull us into a false sense of security. And yes, all this can happen in the church as well. David leads a 50-member church. Susie leads a 400-member church. Therefore, Susie is the better pastor and has the more successful ministry. Right? Wrong. And if you don't believe that church leaders could ever think like that, well, I'm really sorry to disappoint you, but we're just as fallen as everyone else. Often it's not much more than a theologically masked form of what goes on the school playground. My dad's bigger than yours. No, he isn't. Mine is. You get the picture. The tragic story of 1 Chronicles 21, in which David orders a census of all the fighting men in Israel, is a salutary warning in the dangers of too much counting. Joab, the commander of the army, knows it's a big mistake, but he follows his master's instructions nonetheless. Later, David realizes what a huge mistake he's made and repents. But not before a plague kills 70,000 of the very men that he's just ordered to be counted. David's error wasn't the counting, but counting on what he could count. His sin was putting his stock in purely human resources, on what his eyes could see and what his hands could lay hold of. Did David need sword and shield and a big army to defeat Goliath? No. So why does he need it now? It's not the size of your muscles that makes you strong. It's not the amount of money in your bank account that makes you successful. It's not the number of bums on seats on a Sunday that makes a church faithful. What counts most is what we can't count. The bottomless riches and grace of God shown to us in the cross of Jesus Christ. So may our cry be always, only Jesus. Only Jesus. Amen.